Hi and welcome to Tutorial W, Wonderful Wings. It's really just one poem about a bird, and in the writing topics at the end, some other flight-inspired topics. And then again, still tying up loose ends as we approach the end of this series of tutorials. I bid you welcome. The poem, not the whole poem, it's too long. It's such a classic. John Keats, Ode to a Nightingale. I think I've done the first and last stanzas. It's very beautiful. My heart aches, and a drowsy numbness pains my sense, as though of hemlock I had drunk, or emptied some dull opiate to the drains 1 minute fast, and lethywards had sunk. 'Tis not through envy of thy happy lot, but being too happy in thine happiness, that thou, light-winged dryad of the trees, in some melodious plot of beechen green and shadows numberless, singest of summer in full-throated ease. And skipping from there to the very end of this ode, forlorn, the very word is like a bell to toll me back from thee to my soul's self. Adieu! The fancy cannot cheat so well as she is fain to do, deceiving elf. Adieu, adieu, thy plaintive anthem fades past the near meadows, over the still stream, up the hillside, and now 'tis buried deep in the next valley glades. Was it a vision or a waking dream? Fled is that music, do I wake or sleep? Very elevated poetry, and again to go from that to mundane vocabulary is really going from the sublime to the ridiculous, but providing opposites, present. Do you think they just wanted us to say absent? Advance. If it's the army advancing, then the opposite is retreat. If it's money, I guess it could be back payment, but I'll go with retreat. Arrival, departure. Bitter, maybe sweet. Bravery, what's the opposite? Cowardice. Cheap, expensive. Old-fashioned word dear. Dwarf, giant, generous, miserly, opaque, transparent, often, seldom. We could just make this easy and just say opposite of permanent is impermanent, or we could say something like transient or temporary. Opposite of poverty, wealth. Prosperity, I'll put 2 for this one. Oh, hang on, I'm putting synonyms. Oh no, I'm right. Wealth and prosperity, opposites of poverty. Add a word. I think we've done these before. She wishes that she stayed at school longer. That she had stayed at school longer. He should something asked her for her number. He should have, never of. Martha went home as soon as she had finished the editing. Don't worry, I have done my work. She was wearing a dress that she had bought in Paris. 2 pages of crossword clues. Some of these are cryptic, they're quite tricky. Heavy blow has some weight. It's an expression that means to hit something or hit someone, but also you can use this word to mean that someone is of some importance. He or she has somewhat, has some clout. You can also clout someone. Mixed time to send forth. Mixed tells you that we have an anagram, that we have to take T-I-M-E and mix up those letters and get a word meaning send forth, as in send forth a signal. T-I-M-E becomes E-M-I-T, emit. Punctuation mark makes a run. It's a punctuation mark, It's also a word for running somewhere quickly. I'm going to just dash to the shop. Also a dash as in that punctuation mark. Medicinal plant in her belly. Somewhere in these last three words, in her belly, are four letters that mean a medicinal plant. And your clue is it starts with an H, so it's H-E-R-B. A medicinal plant, a herb. First man and insect are stubborn. You take the first man, which is Adam, add on an insect, ant, and you get adamant, meaning stubborn. Musical letters, a musical term and a word for letters that you write down on bits of paper, notes. Impetuous skin eruption, something you get in your skin, but also describes someone who feels like doing something and just does it immediately without thinking. She's very rash, that girl. Enrage, sweet smoke. It's a word for sweet smoke, but also to make someone angry, to incense them. Patriarch finds work, a biblical name, but also a word for finding work, just Job or job. To swoon indistinctly. To swoon is to faint, but to faint writing is indistinct, so the answer is faint. One more page of crossword clues. Boy from mixed rice. Mixed tells us it's an anagram. We got to take R-I-C-E, mix them up to get a boy's name. So instead of R-I-C-E, we get E-R-I-C, E-R-I-C, Eric. What the bereaved do in their early hours. People who've lost someone are mourning. That sounds like mourning. So the answer is mourn. Tell untruth reclining. Not to say the truth is to lie. To lie down is to recline. So it's lie. Alternatively, a paddle. It sounds like oar. That's alternatively something that you steer a boat with or paddle a boat with. Mixed blame is girl's name. Again, an anagram. We take B-L-A-M-E, mix them up to get a girl's name, and we get M-A-B-E-L, Mabel. Reproduce the text of the advertisement. A fancy word for the writing in an advertisement is the copy. A copywriter writes the text in advertisements. One of our last writing commentaries, feedback. Once you've written that final draft, get feedback from a colleague, friend, or mentor. Someone else's eyes might catch something that you missed. Be open to suggestions, but also trust your instincts. Not all feedback will resonate, and that's okay. When receiving feedback, ask specific questions. Are my main points clear? Does the structure make sense? Are there any awkward phrases or confusing sections? The more targeted your questions, the more helpful the feedback will be. Remember, writing is a collaborative effort, even if it feels solitary. Embrace the input of others to elevate your work, and don't take it bad if they offer criticism. You don't have to agree with them. Maybe they're doing you a favor with the criticism that they give you. Some ideas for topics: fantastic flight, journey, dream wings, aviation passion, fly like a bird, soaring feelings, in the clouds, or this picture. One more time: fantastic flight, journey, dream wings, aviation passion, fly like a bird, soaring feelings, in the clouds, or the picture. And to end off our short tutorial, quick vocabulary quiz. Unnecessary, more than enough, starting with S-U-F-F. I see. Sufficient, I have sufficient, thank you. Persistent, not giving up easily. Tenacious, she has a lot of tenacity. She doesn't give up. Present everywhere at the same time. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Showing strong feeling or passion. Vehement. I have vehement feelings about that one. Cautious and watchful. cautious and watchful in 4 letters only. Wary, I'm wary of her. To shorten a text without losing meaning, to abridge it. And that's our vocabulary. That's text W. Please come back and join us for our third last tutorial as tutorial X, Xanadu, and the real famous poem that goes with that one. I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, goodbye.